Welcome back. I found this a couple of weeks ago while I was weed eating. We're getting ready to pull it out of here right now on camera.
Why don't you tell them what you're doing there first, stupid head?
Man, I ought to knock you out. Anyways, stupid head, you're never gonna live that down. What we're doing is, I live way up on a mountaintop in Befee, West Virginia, where Native Americans have lived for thousands of years before me. And today, we're gonna see just how these natives were getting off of this steep hill to the water source below. There's gotta be an easy way to get down there, but we're gonna find out how they were getting up that hill. But first, we're gonna pull out this evidence that proves natives lived up on this hill. When I had this garage put in, they had to level the ground, and they shoved all the dirt over here to this side. And you can see the little lip where it drops off right there. And this is all the dirt that was shoved from under the garage to level the ground. And I'm constantly pulling rocks and gravel out of this bank because there's not much grass here to hold it and the dirt erodes away, but the stone will remain. Here's one poking up, throw it over the hill. And like I said before I was interrupted, poking out right under this little dandelion, it looks like a nice tip sticking out here. Let's just pull it out of here together and we'll see what it is. And then we'll get started down that hill. Oh, that's looking good. Well, let's just grab it. Aw, wasn't as big as I thought it was. Let's wash it off, see what we have. Now, although the base is broken off of this, it's a nice little bow and arrow tip, very well made. Probably 1,000 years old, 1,200 years old. And I have found artifacts up here older than this. But let's get going. Let's get down over this hill and see if we can figure this out. Come on. If you live up on top of a hill like this, right on the edge of the hill, take a rake and rake back the leaves a little bit. Or better yet, as someone suggested, take a leaf blower and blow all them leaves away and wait for a rain. Sometimes there'll be stuff just laying right out on the edge of that hill, because the side of this hill over thousands of years has eroded back as the soil has washed away and leaving all the heavy stuff behind. Around trees like this is a good place to find stuff. You can see all this gravel that's left behind after the soil washes away from it on the side of the hill. Artifacts and everything will just lay right there. All the heavy stuff. Wow, it's getting steep down there. The farther we go down in here, the steeper the hill's getting. It might be kind of hard to tell on this camera because you have no depth perception, but this is very steep down over this hill. And if I was a native, I would have followed this run, this little creek here that's dried up. It only flows when it's raining, down to the creek below, the major water body below. Oh man, I took a little spill. That didn't get hurt. Here's a buck rub on this tree, this little tree. See it right here? That's an old one, probably from a couple of years ago. Small tree, probably a small buck, but you don't know. They say a big buck will rub a little tree, but a little buck won't rub a big tree. I would walk right down that run there in that little creek, but I don't want to get bit by a copperhead. Whoa, ain't no way we're getting down over that. We're gonna have to backtrack here and get down in that copperhead run, I guess. That's the only way they could have walked over this hill. And I'd say unless they made some stairs out of stone or something, it's just too steep to get down over here. Okay, Copperhead Run. Wow, this is dangerous. You're gonna roll an ankle or something here. You don't want to go down on these rocks. Not bad for a 52-year-old man, eh? What we got up here? Looks like an old still or something. Maybe an old moonshine still. No. Man, I don't know. It's a barrel of sort. I thought that was a drain, but it's not. Maybe some kind of mixing barrel that turned around. Well, we got down over that steep spot. Now we can get out of Copperhead Run and just walk along the side, which I figure that's what natives would have done. Walked along the side of a creek. Because if you notice, I don't know where you live, but around here in the mountains, most of the highways follow along the creeks. Spider web. Like I say, it's hard to get an idea of just how steep these hills are on camera, but I assure you I am deep in the valley here. And you see these holes, these little holes under the rocks there, here and here and here. Coyotes, and they like to live in there. We won't check those. What we're looking for is a big overhang or a cave or something we can explore. Maybe a petroglyph left behind by ancient man. Hopefully something like that. Should have stayed in that run. I couldn't get through for all the sticks. Now we got another steep spot. We're getting close to the water source down here. There's definitely a flat alongside of this hill just above this run. I mean, if I was going to the creek down below, this is where I'd have been walking. We're getting close now to the major water source. The creek's getting wider and a lot more water in it. As long as we're exploring, if you like this kind of video, check out Dig Dug's Artifacts and Adventures. This guy goes all over West Virginia, checking out all kinds of historical places. You'll like him. It's a family-friendly channel, and he has a lot of fun. Check him out, Dig Dug. All right, here we are. Wow, what a walk. Hey, there's a gravel bar here. That's a long hike down over that hill. It's like 600 feet elevation in a very short distance. There are a couple of springs up on the hill. I know of one or two, but I'm not sure if they were there back then or not. There had to be something if there's a water table up there, because I just don't see anybody walking off of that hill right there to get water down here to take back up. And across this creek here, that's all fields up in there. So that would have been heavily populated too, I'm sure. I'm gonna go over here and check out this gravel bar real quick. Never know. I mean, it's worth a look. You never know. But one thing for sure, whoever was living up there where I live now, they had a rough life, for sure. Rough but peaceful, I'd say. There is a cliff line around the side of that hill, just about a quarter of a mile. But seeing that it's like 88, 90 degrees out here today, we'll have to save that for cooler weather. We're gonna try to get down to the river here next time, next video. Did you have fun?
Well, it was kind of stupid, but